I did a 40-day challenge recently, a 40-day yoga challenge. It was a personal challenge that I set for myself, and part of it was a 20-minute yoga sequence that I set the target to do for 40 days. And one of the reasons, I guess, was to challenge myself, and it was so insightful what I learned from it. And it was again that gentle reminder how we are cyclical beings, and a woman's body does not function the same on each day of the month. And so I took on this challenge, and it really showed me, so there was 2 days that I did take a break from it, and that was, I think it was day 2 and day 3 of my menstrual bleed. The body just was not wanting to do it, or to do that practice. So I honoured where the body was at, but instead of not continuing it, I came back then, maybe it was day 3 or day 4, and met again my body where it was at in that cycle and in the phase. So it really showed again, yes, how we are cyclical beings, but also how we've been taught that to ignore this, and that we are meant to function the same way from one day to next week, throughout the month. But this challenge really reminded me even more about the physical, the emotional, the mental phases and seasons we have in our cycle. And so with this challenge, it was the exact same thing that I did each day, but in the challenge I noticed how I was changing in accordance to meeting with my body. So yes, it's the same sequence, but there was weeks there where it was like I felt really powerful and really strong in my body, and I could really see that in my practice. And there was some days where I just wanted a slower pace. Perhaps I was holding poses for longer periods, and it was about meeting my body, meeting the practice, meeting my body where it was at and that particular time of the month. And as well, I could notice the days where mentally the inner critic might come in and go, oh my god, I did this so much better last week, why can't I do it again this week as good? Because my body is changing. So it was recognizing that this is a physical challenge, and this is a challenge I said, but this relates back out into every other aspects in your life. But it really showed how emotionally, mentally, physically the body is different throughout the month. And if we try and challenge the body to do the exact same thing every single day, that's where we'll lead out to burnout. We'll not be honouring the body's needs. And it was just meeting the body where it was at and doing the practice according to that. And like that, on day 2 or day 3 of my bleed, my body just didn't want it. And in another time before, I could have pushed through and say, no, I can do this, I should do this, but who should I do this for? Because it's my body. And for taking that break, I came back then with more energy. And it's about honouring your needs and giving that self-love to yourself, that not to be pushing through if that's not where you're at mentally, physically or emotionally. And what I did was the 40 days, because that would have been a whole cycle and then back into another cycle. So it was really interesting to do it that way. So to meet the 4 seasons, meet my body in those 4 seasons in this activity, and alter it and change it to meet my needs. But again, to see how you could give up if you kept going and trying to meet yourself and trying to do the same thing every single day. instead of taking a break or slowing the practice or holding poses for longer. I just going at a slower pace. And then when I came back around to the next cycle, I could feel that in my body again. Oh, I've got that energy back again, or I feel I've got that strength, and I feel I got it even more for moving through the seasons and allowing my body to move and meet my body where it was at through each season.